and welcome to my channel. My name is Jules. Whenever you join me here on my channel, you are one of my treasures. So welcome to what I call Area 5T1. And because we do talk the 5 T's on my channel, those 5 T's being transition, triathlon, trends, teaching or tips, and trucks. So tonight I just do want to say, as you watch my channel, if you do like the channel, please do hit a like, subscribe, and you can join in on the chat. Please feel free to join in. Everyone is welcome, as long as we keep everything respectful in here. So I do want to say, like I said, we'd be respectful to each other. You respect me on my channel. I am open to everyone. At times I have people that come in here and can be a little disrespectful, but so on my channel, when I talk about tips or teaching, I do talk about high demand religions slash cults. Main one I am teaching about right now is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm talking about my experience and deconstruction in the church. Also, I from time to time will do a video on preparing for times of disaster and supplies you may want to have at home. Also, when I say trucks, I do mainly, I'm doing a resto mod on my recently purchased $1,500 Nissan Xterra. There'll probably be a lot of restoration to it and some money put into it to make it look better. Tomorrow I will be doing another video on it, and to kind of show a couple of things I've gotten for it. I got a new gear shift knob for it here. I just wanted to do an update on it. Hello, Alva. How are you today? Welcome to the stream. Please feel free to hit a like. Our goal is always to go for 10 likes at first. Also subscribe if you do like the channel. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Hello Paul, how are you today? I hope everyone has had a good holiday. Paul, I said hi, how are you? Nothing is wrong with my hair. Lalan. Hello, Christian. How are you? Hello, Elizabeth. How are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. You are a treasure whenever you join in here. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, leave a like to the stream. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. We do talk, this is Area 5T1, POB. I am a transgender woman, so please do not call me bro. If you can Brick, what poster do you mean? Julio, how are you? Let's please, everyone be respectful in the channel. If not, you will, oh, you like the Area 51? That's why I do call my channel Area 5T1, because we talk the 5Ts on my channel, being transition, triathlon, trends, teaching, and trucks. I am doing a resto mod on a $1,500 Nissan Xterra that I purchased. Many different things, POB, or I do talk about my transition. I talk about triathlon from time to time. I also talk about trends, and that's just like the different clothing I like to wear. And I also talk about one of my main topics that I give tips on or teach. I do talk about high demand religions / cults. Since I am leaving the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I have deconstructed and leaving at this time. And also I talk about trucks. When I say trucks, I focus on my SUV that I recently purchased and restoring and modifying at the same time. Everyone, if we can be respectful in the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. So PL, that's what my channel is about. You know, we can talk about any of those 5 topics. That's why we call it the 5 T's on here, 5T1. So feel free to join in. You're on with Jules. You are a treasure in here. I do like football. CFB. I am a Charger fan, and I also, if I were to talk college teams, I'd probably have to say I would be following the Florida Gators. I do have a daughter that's getting her master's degree there, so hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, feel free to jump into the stream. You are a treasure when you are in here. Everyone is welcome to speak as long as we keep our chat in a respectful fashion with each other. Just know I would never say anything to disrespect anyone. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, you are a treasure here. You can feel free to jump into the stream. We can chat. Please do hit a like, subscribe. We're already up to 3 likes. We usually like to try to make it to 10 would be the first number we would try to get to. So, you know, it's just like a small goal that we always set on the channel. Please do like and subscribe. Be greatly appreciated. Thank you, whoever hit that fourth like. That is greatly appreciated. And welcome. Feel free to jump into the chat box. Everyone is welcome. Like I was asked earlier, what's the channel about? Like I said, we can have a pretty open forum in here. We can, talk about, I focus on 5 different topics. Um, I focus on my transition. From time to time, I will show videos on as I train for triathlon. Thank you, History Buff. That's greatly appreciated. Um, and how are you tonight, History Buff? We, on this channel, as we get subscribers, I like to show my subs appreciation. And since we do things in increments of 51 here, our next time I will be when we hit 510. And what I will do is I will do a little giveaway. I have done it at other milestones that we've hit in increments of 51. So, I do things like that. I am good. Just relaxing here at home. Had the day off since I do work for the federal government. We get holidays off. Mark, I'm an atheist, so doesn't mean much to me. I've actually been a member of 2 different faiths, and it seems like going to churches, they just teach hate against other churches or certain groups of people. So, you can, I've had people here try to convert me back or try to bring me back, but there's no doing it. I was in a very high demand religion. If you break it down through the bite model of authoritarian control, many faiths and religions can land in being cults. So sometime I will do the breakdown of the bite model and the religion I belonged to last, and and just show how they can land in that bite model, and how controlling many faiths and religions can be. The bite model is something that is very, very lengthy to put a religion in, so it'll probably be many videos to put it through. I am focusing right now on the basic principles of the Mormon Church, and teaching 1 lesson at a time on their basic manual as you join, and what you are taught, and I do have a whole playlist for that. And basically, I am reading the book. I prepare a lesson. I have a playlist on it, and I can really, show the breakdown of how many things change throughout history when it comes to many events. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, whenever you are here, you are one of my treasures. Feel free to jump into the stream. Everyone is welcome here. I do ask, we can be respectful to each other. do hit a like and subscribe if you like the channel. Like I said, everyone is welcome. We are trying to make 10 likes first. That is always our first goal. Once we make it there, then uh, we will, try to move up. Uh, I am just waiting for some of my regular subs to join in and have a conversation. If you want to jump in, everyone is welcome. Um, Earlier, I was starting to say tomorrow I will probably start filming a video on my trucks playlist. It probably won't be done till like Saturday. What I am doing currently, I bought a 2008 Nissan Xterra, had 260,000 miles on it. And this weekend, since it is a holiday weekend, I'm going to try to put a new camshaft position sensor. It's a 1 volt sensor. I'm going to be doing that. I have some new floor mats for it. I'm kind of doing a resto mod. I bought a nice new gear shift for it, gear shift knob, and I'll be putting that on. And I think tomorrow my new exhaust tip should arrive, so hopefully that'll be here tomorrow. If you jump in here, please do hit a like, subscribe, jump into the chat. Everyone is welcome, like I say. That's an order, my order update probably on the exhaust tip that I ordered. Yeah, that was probably it. Probably arrive tomorrow. I don't know at what time. So I'll do a couple of small mods tomorrow, and then let's see, do the exhaust and the sensor on Saturday. Okay, it looks like we've got another like. We're up to about 5 likes, which I do want to say thank you. Our goal is always to make 10 likes first, and then we move up to seeing how many likes we can make. The live stream, like last night, we went for about 2.5 hours, which it was a fantastic stream. I had some of my regulars in here. I think 2 of my moderators. Hopefully they'll jump in here. I know I spoke with one of my usual regular subs that does come on the stream, and she was going to join us. I was on hers, and hopefully she will just jump in soon. But we are getting plenty of views, so please do join in on the conversation. And like I said, as long as we keep things respectful, I am open to a good conversation. I've had conversations here where, I mean, about politics, and we've been able to keep respectful with each other, whether your beliefs are conservative or liberal. We can be respectful in here, and I mean, I'm I'm independent, so I always look at issues before just focusing on the party. Like I said, I do have a playlist on high demand religions where I am talking about my deconstruction from and resignation from the Mormon Church, and I am working on showing a playlist. Deja, how are you? I just said I had watched your I just mentioned it here on my channel that I watched your video earlier, which was fun. It was a great video. Especially what 20 Your Lives. I'm sorry, my heater's on. It is getting kind of cold here in Albuquerque. Um, we Our temperature right now here in Albuquerque, I believe, is at 40 degrees, and it's supposed to drop to 29 tonight. Now, last night we were supposed to get a little bit of snow, but we didn't. Uh, they said a wintry freeze, and it never did. So, uh, but so we'll see if we get snow tonight. That'll be that'll be nice. Uh, we had a snow about 3 or 4 weeks ago, which was a cool thing. This is the first time I live somewhere where it has snow. Yeah, and I live at an altitude. I live right at the foothills of what's called the Sandia Mountains here in Albuquerque, and the altitude where I live is 5,868 feet. Um, right. I really wanted it to snow last night because they said we would get the wintry freeze, as they call it. Like I said, and it was supposed to snow. Usually, it's funny because my exterior is white and it would blend right in if the snow came down too much. Uh, but yeah, like you said, a girl can wish for it. I really like it. Everyone, please do hit a like, subscribe, and jump into the stream. Um, Last night when we did the stream, we were up to 435 subs. Uh, this morning I woke up and I guess someone had unsubbed, and but we just got one subscriber here today, and we are now up to 435 again. The live streams are really helping the channel grow. They are yeah, history buff. I was just here home alone, and all I did really was buy a couple of sirloins. I would It would be difficult to really cook a big old turkey, but I haven't done that in a while. Uh, but I did cook like 2 sirloins. In fact, I still have one left, which I'll probably eat after the stream. I did make some green bean casserole, which came out fantastic. Uh, and I made uh, homemade mashed potatoes, nothing out of a box. And those came out really good. When I make mashed potatoes, I always make, when I crush them up, I do add sour cream and butter to them. I did put a little bit of garlic, salt, and so I make it more like if you're having kind of like a baked potato and give it that flavor. And then they're just mashed up to be, put on your plate. Uh, I have done, it's funny because I like to cook, and from time, I've done one recipe video. Yeah, see, I had these sirloins in my freezer, and what I was originally gonna do, I was gonna go and get some turkey legs and make those. But yesterday at work, they did service turkey if you went to the cafeteria. Uh, and I got a turkey leg there, so I was like, okay, I can handle, you know, that, just eating, your traditional turkey there, and not cook one, because uh, it's a lot. Um, so um, I preferred, just, I had bought these steaks a while back, I just froze them, I unfroze them, and then I did them on a griddle on the counter. So I still have one left, and I got plenty of green bean casserole, which I know will last several meals. And I love green bean casserole. Uh, Actually, I didn't even know, I had never tasted green bean casserole till I was in my 30s, and I had moved to Florida, and tried it. Everyone in here, please do hit a like. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. We welcome everyone in here. And, we can talk about pretty much anything, an open forum. We have, like I've mentioned it earlier, there's 5 main topics I talk about. But if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask them. We're now, history buff, I'm going to tell you something about green bean casserole. Now, every dish here in New Mexico, where I live, they always ask you if you want red or green on it, and that means chili peppers. So when I moved to New Mexico, someone kind of gave me the rundown. So whenever you go to a restaurant, they're always going to ask you red or green. And that means whether you want chili peppers on your food, or if you want both, you just say that you want Christmas on it. Because Christmas means red and green. Like when I go to like a taco shop and get maybe some rolled tacos or enchiladas, they'll still, they'll throw some salsas in there. They'll give you 2 of red, 2 of green, which is fantastic. I don't mind it. Also, everyone, if you also like the channel, I do have a Patreon and a Discord. And here I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. When you go to the store, they sell little, little containers up to like these massive containers of chili peppers. So really good stuff here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure on the channel. Whenever you join the live streams, we do talk, the main focus on the channel, we talk about the 5 T's being transition, triathlon trends, teaching or tips, and trucks. My playlist on trucks, I'm focusing on my Nissan Xterra that I recently purchased, and doing restoration and modification, or also known as a resto mod. It's like right now there's been minor interior fixes I have done. What I'll probably be doing is some bigger stuff soon. Sweets, thank you. How are you today? And happy Thanksgiving to you too. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, remember, you are a treasure when you join us on here. Feel free to jump into the stream. Everyone is welcome. If you guys notice, I'll be focusing straight at the camera at times. Then I'll look away a little bit, because what I do is I stream from my phone, but I watch the analytics of the stream on my the monitor that I have hooked up to my laptop. And yeah, it's, we're doing fantastic. Over the past few weeks, it seems Some of the things I've figured out lately, if you're building a YouTube channel, I would say any live stream that you're going to do, actually, it's best to film from your phone. It seems to get you uh, more people watching the live that way, and in turn can um, get you more, subs if if that's what you're going for. My goal is really to educate and help people. Um, Peter, now, yeah, you see my Area 51 sign and my channel being called Area 5T1. We, my 5Ts that we talk about here on the channel. We talk about transition. I am a 54-year-old transgender woman. I talk about triathlon. Uh, from time to time when I start training for it again, I will film videos about my training for triathlon. Um, I still need to get my bike over here from Florida. It's been a year now since I moved from Florida here to Albuquerque. I may buy a new bike, actually. I think it's time for a new one. And so I can, show some biking videos along with running. Um, Well, thank you, sweets. But yeah, I am 54. July, I will be 55. So usually the number at the end of the year, so like it's 2024 still. So I'm 54. And then in July 2025, I will turn 55. But and then trends, I usually talk about the different clothing I like to wear. Today, I'm in a casual, outfit. I just stuck around at home. I, I've been watching a lot of TV. I didn't even watch football games today. I would, but I've just kind of been watching, a show on Disney Plus, and then um, and then um, and then the next couple of days I will have a live stream every night throughout the weekend. So I will do one tomorrow, Friday, one on Saturday, and one on Sunday. And today was yesterday and today, or well, Thursday nights, I usually do one, usually about 8 or 9. I do like a late night stream because I usually work on Thursdays, but today's they it is a holiday. It is a government holiday, and I do work for the federal government, so I got the day off. Um, and uh, Tomorrow I will do my usual. I think I start it's usually a 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time live stream. Okay, that's wonderful. We're now at 6 likes, and we are, it looks like 33 minutes into the stream. Sweetness, how are you? Glad to have you in here. Welcome to the stream. How have you been? Yeah, I did. No, I see 7 on my screen. You know, Sweetness, yeah, it happened. I think the only thing we can look at that um, is basically, we got to see what happens. Um, and, we got to just be advocates for each other. Um, okay, yes, next. Uh, yes, next. if he is decreasing for the poor, that's good. Also, um, I'm right in the middle. Plus, I work for the same people he works for. So um, that's the way I look at it. I work for the same government. So um, because I do work for the federal government. So, and sweetness, yeah. I haven't really read into Happy Thanksgiving, you too, sweetness. Yes, next, I think you're kind of bring up a point that I've been looking at, and what I will say, what I think will happen, they might, when it comes to transition, I think it's going to end up being a state to state type of thing, kind of like after Roe v. Wade was uh, overturned, then they left it up state to state. So I think it might stay that way because, for example, here in New Mexico, it is you can seek it's a sanctuary state, so it's very easy for one to get trans health care. Sweetness, we'll always be here. Remember, that's what the channel's about, helping each other about it. Yes, next, that is correct. For example, like I'll say I vote independent, and there's many principles from the right that I believe, many principles from the left. For example, I am big on my Second Amendment rights. And my ex, the day Biden won, she barged into my room telling me that I was going to have to get rid of my AR. And I said, no. I said, even if usually they grandfather stuff in when, you know, policy changes. So it would be considered pre-ban. You know what? Sweetness, I'm using a different screen on my computer. Like I'm using the analytics screen, and it seems I didn't see the love heart. Yes, Nix. Where are you located? You know, and one thing, Sweetness, I think he's gonna focus a lot uh, on the wall. So I don't know. There's gonna be. We're just gonna have to, watch how things go. Okay, you guys, you can probably hear my heater turn on again. Like I said, it is kind of cool here, so my heater will turn off and on. Okay, okay, yes, next, we cannot have people insulting uh, other subs. Deja's uh, one of my subs in here that's here every day. And we're not here to argue with each other. We're here to help each other out. So please do not insult anyone. What I'm gonna say is right now is if I see another insult, then I'll have to just uh, I will put put you in timeout, but I'm not gonna do it right now. I don't like to see anybody insulting anyone. So like you were, and you had some valid points, and they were not argued. There wasn't a big argument, but then eventually, here when you called one of my regular subs or one of my other subs dumb, I don't like that. Okay, so yeah, yeah, we're here to be nice with each other. We're here to uh, have a good conversation. We're here to respect each other. Hello, Mr. K. How are you? Once again, thank you for uh, the gift last night. I've got it downloaded so I can use it. I'm gonna start filming a video. Uh, I'm gonna do a video tomorrow along with my live stream. Um, Tomorrow, usually my live stream is tomorrow will be at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Um, so, but during the day, I'm gonna do a couple of like small things to the Xterra tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna do the camshaft sensor. Depends on the weather tomorrow whether I'll do that camshaft sensor. I'm either gonna do it tomorrow or Saturday. Tomorrow maybe just a couple of cosmetic things on the inside, and then the mechanical stuff on Saturday. That is fine, Mr. K. I I made myself a meal and ate it earlier today. I actually still have half of it left. I cooked 2 steaks on my little counter griddle. Uh, Hello, Jeff. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Please, if you can keep your comments constructive, we appreciate it. If not, you will be. Well, Dijon retracted he retracted his message. Um, Johnny Campos, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, thank you, Mr. K. Yeah, I forgot. I put you on as a moderator last night. I earlier did say to some of these people that were jumping in, uh, you know, some of these people will just be in and well, thank you, Johnny. Have you subscribed to the channel? Please do subscribe. Hit a like to the channel. We are our goal is for 10 likes. Hello, Zaza. How are you? Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Whenever you are on here, you are a treasure. That's fine. Deja, I know, and things like that will happen. Okay, we are at 8 likes. Our goal is to get 2 more. Uh, Deja had a fantastic, my day was good. It's pretty much what I'm doing right now. I spent it pretty much kicked back on my own here at my place. Um, oh, I see what you're saying, sweetness. Yeah, because I see, like last night, someone subbed and then they unsubbed. Um, so and I do get that a lot of times, and to you too. Um, oh, you mean this flag back here? This is a trans pride flag, Zaza. Okay, we are 9 likes now, you guys. Let's get one more. Please do hit a like. No, you're not late. We're only 45 minutes into the stream, or like 47. So we can, just chat. We've got Deja in here. We've got Sweetness. Did we hit? I don't see. My computer still shows. My computer's still showing 9. So welcome, Aiden. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are a treasure. Please do hit a like. Subscribe if you would like to, if you aren't already subscribed. We have already had like probably over 200 views this hour, which helped us out. Like last night, we had like over 200 views in the first hour. By the end of the night, the stream had 682 views, which made like my analytics go up a lot. In fact, today we have gotten 2 new subs now. Like I said, when I went to bed last night, we were at 4:35. Woke up this morning to, okay, so see, it just happened again. Someone unsubscribed. Usually what will happen is when one unsubs, then we get 2 new ones. So I hope that rule keeps happening. So yeah, we have had 1 sub join and stay on the stream or on the channel as of today. Yesterday we had actually gotten 7 subscribers on the stream, which was fantastic. So no, I didn't see your edits. Where were your edits on Mr. K? Oh, okay, I'll have to check out your channel. Are they edits of our stream on here, or? Aiden, I ate a nice sirloin steak. I had some green bean casserole, and I also had mashed potatoes. And I made the mashed potatoes from scratch. Oh, okay, that's awesome. I'll have to check them out. Are they on your channel here on YouTube or on your Discord? You know what though? I didn't make gravy. That's the only thing. I didn't have stuff for gravy. Okay, I will have to check those out, Mr. K. Uh, that's awesome, Deja. Doing some, I gotta start training again. I was doing real good when I just moved to Albuquerque. Then what happened is in June I caught COVID, and that kind of slowed me down, and I haven't since then. But yeah, I'm gonna start running. I'm probably gonna buy me a new bike and do that too. Oh, you've got the titanium knees. I got part of the titanium skull. So, that's absolutely true. Got titanium mesh and brackets on this side here. Okay, Aiden, it was fantastic having you in here. So have a good night. Please join us again tomorrow. Uh, Actually, Sweetness, I had 3 brain surgeries done on my left temporal lobe. They were like they were trying to fix my epilepsy, and it was one of those that if anything could go wrong, it did go wrong. Yeah, get good rest there, Aiden. And like I said, tomorrow we'll be here 6:30 till 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time till we till we all want to get some sleep. Yesterday I was uh, they did. I'm trying to think. I think pretty much it did knock me out for it. Uh, but getting the testing for them to be for you to qualify for that surgery, it takes at least 2 years worth of testing. You have to go to all kinds of different docs. There was another neurosurgeon that wanted to try it again because it didn't work on me, and actually I did slip into like a 3-day coma at one point. Um, but uh, what what happened uh, is uh, I did slip in a 3-day coma. Then I lost all speech. Then I regained it. That red one, Doug. Doug, I have in the past, and no longer. I have found that faith and religions are only here to teach hate about each other. So please uh, do, don't come here and try to convert me. Okay, I have been in a high demand religion, even classified as a cult in the past. Exactly, Sweetness. There is no evidence. Exactly. Yeah, Deja, I couldn't talk. I lost all speech for hmm, about 3 days. I taught myself how to talk again. I had my laptop here, and I would go into a website I wanted to read, and I would sit there and put my finger on the screen, and I would read that, what I saw. Oh, Deja, that's cool. I'm here, aren't I? Um, First of all, Doug, I'm gonna say, why are there so many different stories that were taken out or not placed in the Bible? Why was the why was Christianity or the Bible all put together by a pagan. Um, you know, just I want to see how he answers these. It was Constantine that organized the the conference that put the Bible together, and they took out some of the books that are in the Bible that should have been in the Bible or even authored, and they never put some in. So, so Doug, I'm just saying though, why did they eliminate certain books from the Bible that are there? There was one book, I think it was the Book of Ruth, I believe it's called. That was about Adam's second wife. So why weren't they put in there? Which history shows that there are many other books within the Dead Sea Scrolls that are around, and they chose not to put them in. That's basically my question. Why did they eliminate stuff? It if it was uh, if it's all supposed to be true, all these books that were found, that proof that is Christianity, why were books taken out and that's what's put in the Bible? So, and why do so many religions use different versions of the Bible? There's one that'll use the new, what's it called? The New World Version. And there's others that'll use the King James. There's, others that add books to it. So, and everybody interprets it different. So when things conflict with each other, and certain churches say they're the only true church, which I was a member of one of those, uh, then it's not right. Churches preach hate. Okay, whenever you'd like to speak about it, Doug, I'm here. You have a great day too. That's fine, Deja. I remember you said it on your live earlier today. Um, Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, you are one of my treasures. Uh, Actually, Carson, at this time I don't play much on video games. More movie buff, or like to watch old TV shows. Like there's certain ones that I love to watch, and I've recently watched. Oh, I'm a big Star Wars buff. I'll tell you that. So I've watched all the Star Wars movies, including the animated series and all the standalones, or and all the all the TV series, including like Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, Andor, and I put them in chronological order and watched them. Other thing I watched recently, and I will tell you, I'm a nurse, and I can tell you that's the absolute truth, and how we act in a hospital, even the emergency room, is TV show Scrubs. I can watch that over and over and over, because that is exactly how we act in the medical field. None of this Grey's Anatomy or Scrubs is hilarious, especially since there's my favorite episode. In fact, there's two of my favorite scenes are always when Turk, the guy that becomes a surgeon, and JD, which is the guy that's like an ICU doctor. When JD gets appendicitis, and his best friend from college and medical school becomes a surgeon, I remember he comes into the room and he's all like, "Who's gonna do the surgery?" And then he walks into the room and he starts a little dance and he goes, "I get to cut you open. I get to cut you open." Would that be a PFP? Do you mean like another, like how you did last night, Mr. K? A profile picture? Sure. And how are you going to do that? Are you just going to use are you going to use a picture from another one of my videos, or, or how are you going to do that? Yeah, I mean, a profile picture is fine. Just put it on the Discord like we did yesterday. Yeah, I just, um, on the profile, as you can see, I put one of my thumbnails that Lena Mystic Mama made for me, and it I love it. She did a fantastic job. Right now on for my YouTube profile, I've had those thumbnails, and I just hadn't used one for like a profile pic. I was using one of my regular pics that I had taken on my channel. We are doing fantastic, you guys. We are at like 250 views for today. I know yesterday we had 600, so I don't know how it'll go today. I don't know if people are spending time with their families, but it does show that in the past 48 hours, we've had 1,019 views, which is not bad for a small channel. Right now, my channel is just a small channel. I don't, and that's the thing I like, is keeping it small, because I've gotten to know the subs that I do have right now. And, some people, I have friends, they have channels with over 16,000. And I know, they have some people that are, they're basic subs, but I couldn't imagine knowing all of your 16,000. Look, Bacon, we're I teach about high demand religions. I I do know some scripture. I'm not going to say I'm an expert at it, but whatever scripture, uh, scripture and whatever you want me to, you want to teach me, it's not going to happen. I no longer have any specific faith that I follow, or really believe that there's any type of supreme being at this time. So, there's so many different versions out there, different types of scripture that, teach about multiple gods, some that teach about a single God, or, some that are Trinitarian, that we it's best just, I'd rather be spiritual in other ways. My spirituality just comes in. Okay, I get what you're saying there. I can, yeah, I can look it up. Uh, but yeah, like I said, me right now, I do believe in keeping a balance in my life. And something big we teach, like, because I am a nurse and we do teach a spiritual side to, to the human, being healthy. But we don't, yes, if the person has a specific faith they follow, we look it up and find out what they need, especially if they're in the hospital. And yes, we may look something like this up. Um, but to me, at this time, uh, what I will say is mainly I will believe in my spiritual side being more as to doing some type of meditation, doing like yoga or Tai Chi, anything like that, where I don't have to really focus on any type of entity. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Feel free to jump into the stream and chat with us. We can chat about anything. Just keep it polite and you know, and you know, no arguing or insulting anybody. We're just here to chat. We keep it respectful. That's what I was looking for. Um, and well, one thing I look at, my favorite color. Uh, let's say, um, hmm, got a couple that I really like, but I would have to say it is like, I really focus on black, red, and white for my triathlon colors. Or you know what? Let's go with green because my arrows are in green. And say like a beige. The bacon, I can't believe that anything is without error. There'll always be error in anything. That's the colors I am focusing on my Xterra, Mr. K. I'm gonna paint it like a army green color, and to contrast it, I will be doing like a beige. But I like the green on my arrow. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Feel free to jump into the live stream with us in the chat box. Also, feel free to hit a like, subscribe to the channel. Please be respectful when we are chatting. That's also, Bacon, when I like cars. When have you ever seen a car with like a pearl in it? That's almost the same thing you're talking about. Like I once saw a white truck, but it had purple pearl in it. So if you looked at it in a certain way, you can see purple in the paint job. It's almost like metal flake, but it's very, very small to where you can't even notice it. And then you look at it in a certain light, and you'll see little shades of purple in it. It's almost like doing a ghost flame to a car. I've also seen a yellow truck and you look from far away, there was no flames on it. And then you show up, and then there was a white ghost flame. Yeah, that's why in car culture we call it pearl. They just call it pearl. And then if you have flames if they're like in a pearl where you can't see them, they call them a ghost flame. Or, you can ghost any type of design onto your car. What do you say it isn't it? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, you are a treasure whenever you join us here. Please do hit a like. We need one more like to hit our goal of 10. If you like the channel, please do subscribe. Currently, our goal is to hit 510 subscribers. There are many things we are working on in this channel. Over this weekend, I will be doing a little bit of work to the Xterra, just weather permitting. It's been a little cool here in Albuquerque, so I know tomorrow in the morning it's supposed to be 29 degrees, but we'll probably get through it. I do have my good set of mechanics gloves got left in another car, and that car's gone. But I do have this set, or these tactical gloves. So I will probably be using some of those working on the car. Or actually, I'll probably be using some nitriles when I am removing and putting on the part, because you get better feel with some nitriles. Nitriles are just basically like those blue medical gloves. You want to be able to feel with the part that I'm changing out, and you don't want to drop it, because all I really have to take out is one bolt, which is right there. And I just got your Discord text. So it's just one 10 millimeter bolt, and disconnect the wires put the wires back in and rethread it into the engine. This is a camshaft position sensor, which will be done. This is bank 1. So my daughter had the same thing happen to her Xterra, and it took, she said, took her friend like 20 minutes to do it. Might take me a little longer. I guess he was a mechanic, so, but like I said, being one bolt shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of like car paint jobs usually are derived from, or things will cross over onto paint jobs. For example, one of the big things, like if you see some older boats or even some race boats, you will have metal flake, and then metal flake went over into, onto cars, and especially in the lowrider culture. So when you see, I think it started with boats with the metal flake transferred into cars, and I know, like I said, the lowrider culture brought it in a lot, and then from there, the lowriders have really developed their metal flake abilities. I've seen some cars that have metal flake probably as big as cornflakes. And then I've seen some that have, I saw one Bronco 2. This was in the late 80s, early 90s. I saw a Bronco 2 that had these huge metal flakes, and it took so many layers of clear coat to cover all that when you open the door, the car was literally half an inch wider because how much clear coat was on it. You could see how much paint had been layered onto that car. Now, when it comes to paint jobs, I'm picky in many ways, because I did judge car shows when I was really into the mini truck culture. And so if you open a car door and it has graphics, the graphics should travel into the door panels, like in the car doors, into the door jambs, and match in there. That's when a paint job is done right. Sorry, the heater's coming on again. So me, if I was judging, I would always deduct points if the matching paint job wasn't done like that. So like when I get my Xterra painted, it's white, which I always say that's I consider it my canvas, because I bought it in white, and so I consider it a canvas because it's going to become my work of art that's in my mind. I want to get it painted in the new colors that Toyota and Nissan have, which are almost like a matte olive drab but yet they're still shiny. I don't want them matte, but I still want them to have the clear coat still look shiny. So I want the green color, and when I get the car painted, I actually want that to travel in the door panels and match. I think the part that will be difficult to do would be the inner fender welds in the engine bay, although if I had the money, I would probably pay for them to take out the engine and transmission and paint those inner fender welds. so they would be done right. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. As always, feel free to hit a like and subscribe to the channel. We are currently at 9 likes. It's been steady at that for a little bit. Our goal is to hit 10. So please do hit a like so we can make those 10, to make it to 10. And then we will set another goal. We do it in little increments in here um, to make the most likes as possible. Also hit the subscribe if you like the channel. We try to have we do a good job in here, me and my subs, of chatting up with everyone. We can keep a civil conversation going with everyone. We want to be in a respectful fashion. Oh, thanks, sweetness. I know there was that it sounded a different way. I just want to make my channel recognizable, That's why I gave it the Area 5T1. Okay, Deja, we'll be here. We still got some time. Maybe we'll keep going another hour and a half. Yeah, it's going good. We're halfway to, we're at 272. We still need like 410 people to just view to make it to where we got yesterday. We had 682 views yesterday. So that was awesome. And we had a great live stream. Now, I don't know if I was hoping, I know Lena sent me a Snapchat earlier, but she has kiddos and probably visiting her mom, so, probably doing Thanksgiving. I haven't seen Drace on here. She was cooking Thanksgiving dinner also, so, and those are, my two of my other mods, I think, and then I also have Mesmerizer, that's a mod. Right now we are, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know if it's, well, because I am streaming from my phone. I know I didn't talk for a little bit, but yeah, it was just me. I wasn't chatting for a little bit. Um, we're all kind of putting, I know Mr. K and Sweetness here are talking gender and pronouns. So myself, I will say I am a transgender woman, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. Uh, Yes, and Sweetness, I will tell you, I have several subs in here. I know some of them haven't been on the channel in a while, and and I have a lot of subs that are trans allies, which, that are cis and straight. I have a, I have several I can think of. I don't know the total amount, but yeah, there's a lot of people that are, which, and Bacon, when you say that, I also have another sub on my channel, also on my Snapchat, and she uses the name of or has the last name listed as Bacon also. Bacon wrapped pickles. I'd probably do that before the avocado. I do not like avocados. Um, I'm of Mexican descent and I do not eat avocados. Get that? I don't eat guacamole. Um, Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. You're on with Jules. Remember, when you are on here, you are one of my treasures. Um, jump into the chat. There's and do hit a like. We're just one away from hitting our first 10 likes. That sounds good, Mr. K. Bacon, wrapped in bacon jalapeno poppers. Yes, that would be fantastic. That would be a New Mexico thing, though. Over here, everything has to do with peppers. Um, oh, here in New Mexico, everything's about chili peppers. I believe even the red hot chili peppers are from New Mexico. Okay, let's see. Oh no, it was formed in Los Angeles. I thought they were from here. Um, so that's my bad. I don't know. There might be. I know we do have the Netflix studios are located here in Albuquerque. So many things that are filmed specifically for Netflix, they're here in Albuquerque. So they were filming in front of the hospital I work at recently. Well, a few months back. I shouldn't say recently, but it was a few months back. Um, but yeah, Netflix Studios is located here. I think since 2018, because I knew that, and then one of the guys that works with me, he didn't know till I told him. I could probably do that. I'd have to go to this, maybe next payday I could probably pick up a bag of jalapeno peppers and make them. I have two cousins that are producers. They produced. Yes, that's why. Well, most of Breaking Bad was filmed here in Albuquerque. There is an actual Breaking Bad store where you can go and buy souvenirs. On top of that, it actually has a lot of things off the set of Breaking Bad. And what's the sequel series to that is filmed here in Albuquerque also. Yeah, we could do that. The thing is, sweetness, usually when I do a recipe, what I will do is I will make them on a video and show how to do the video. And then after that, we could do a live stream where we eat them. Yeah, oh, I haven't, I've only done one recipe on my channel. I'd have to figure out which video it is. I am wearing a dress that's black and it's got like feathers on it and different color feathers. Better Call Saul, yeah. It's filmed in Albuquerque. And and um yeah, because I've never watched Breaking Bad. That's why, or Better Call Saul. I've only got Disney Plus. Um, but um, I do like to cook. Like today, I should have probably just showed what I made for Thanksgiving, like making my mashed potatoes and my green bean casserole. I should have filmed it little by little. I could have taken my ring lamp over there, put the um, phone, and what I do is I'll do one step and then film, kind of explain it, what I'm doing, and then I'll film it a little bit, and then film another step. Then I'll put them all together into a video, and then it turns out good. Lately, I've also learned how to do voiceovers, which comes out really, really good because then you can just do the action. You can kind of talk to yourself or not. So like when I start filming what I'm going to do to my vehicle tomorrow, I can do it. I can like film part of the video tonight, and then what I get done tomorrow, I do part of it tomorrow, and I'm waiting for another part for tomorrow, and then I will probably do the sensor on Saturday, so I can film all those videos and put them all into one. Well, yeah, if it's yeah, because usually my videos are usually around 30 minutes. Um, but, uh, you know, I usually like to, um, I've been using the YouTube uh, studio app, or I forgot what app it is, and it gives nice little, I can do the little personal touches to it. But when I do have a video that I can have you, edit some of mine if necessary, I can do that. But like, what I'll be doing to the car, um, I will be doing like some voiceover stuff like that. But there's a lot of stuff that I still need to, as the channel grows. Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, if the channel grows enough and starts, once it gets monetized, I'll start paying people because it'll be a big undertaking. I'm also want to start doing merch soon. I think that'll be cool. Merch will be 20% goes to Transgender Resource Center here in Albuquerque, while the 80% will go to just anything the channel needs, such as, like I said, I want to build a new computer. I need a new Chromebox. This one didn't work for me. I mean, I paid $30 for it on eBay, so that would be cool, Mr. K. That would be awesome. I have some ideas because see how my t-shirt here, this is from a surf shop I shop at in San Diego. I would want just a little, like some of the thumbnails I have that Lena made. I may put this up front, the one that, and then this, and then I want one of the thumbnails here, and then another one in the back. I have one that just has someone pulling on a bow. I do want to do that. Yes, I that is a good idea there, Sweetness. You would have to make it out of like, what is it, Nomex or Nomar, what the firefighters use for their coats. It would be expensive. A Chromebox is basically, you know how nowadays computers are about, their CPUs are this big? This is basically a CPU to a computer. So basically, it has the place to hook up all your peripherals there. You got for USBs, your HDMI, you can hook in your Cat5 cable if needed. Then you got more HD or more USB ports up here. So, and basically the on button is over here. And so basically this is the computer, and then you just buy the peripherals. I want this was a Chromebox 2. I want the Chromebox 5 now is out. I'm gonna see if for Cyber Monday, if I can find a good deal on one. I was checking if they had them at work, because for working for the government, you have what's called a VCS. Or I work for a Department of Veterans Affairs, so they have what's called the Veterans Canteen Service. And basically, you have this little payroll deduct card, and if they had one of these, I could buy it there, and they would just swipe it, and then it would just automatically get deducted out of my paycheck. Maximum amount they can deduct is is $125. Yes, and that's what I work from, Bacon. I work from a Chromebook. I will never go back to Mac. I've never used Mac, and I would never go back to a Windows-based computer. My Chromebook is probably the computer I have never had a virus on. I've never used a Mac, but they're getting to the point where some of them can. People focus on their viruses working on Windows computers because those are the most commonly used ones. And now more people are using Macs, so people are going to focus on Macs. But yes, a Chromebook is based internet-wise, but I can make Microsoft documents on here. Yes, sweetness. It was an old model, so it it looked like it had been refurbished. I mean, I paid $30 for it, and they said it was working. It did try to boot up a couple of times, but it did, and then I left it there plugged in for a while. Now it's not booting up, so it didn't even come with the cord. I had to go buy one. I don't know if I brought the proper one, and so, you know, $30. I'm not gonna go complaining to someone on eBay about it because I think it was up for 40 and I gave it best offer. Oh, I have the Chromebook too, and it's lasted me for years, and I love my Chromebook. I will never switch back. Everything I have is Samsung based also. I have a Samsung Chromebook, I have a Samsung phone, I have a Samsung tablet. So I love Samsung products. Oh, that's fine, Mr. K. We're probably gonna go to the 2 hour mark if people start tapering off. Um, so you have a good night. We're still doing well tonight. We're almost at the 300 mark. And today I didn't do expect to do as I will check out those your videos as you stated, and I will also check. I will also look up on Discord what you made for me. So thanks a lot, Mr. K. Do have a good night. Bacon, I do not know anybody with an oscilloscope. Hello, if you just joined the stream, feel free to jump into the chat. Probably, I heard you can just basically open them up and add more storage to them if needed, or memory, you know. I actually have one of those like 1 terabyte memory boxes, but I have a pod that I just moved from Florida just about a year ago, and I still have a pod in Florida that needs to come over here, and that's very, very expensive. I may need to take a flight to Florida, pack up a U-Haul, take everything that I can out of that pod and just drive it across country because it'll be half the money. So, but I need to have like a friend that'll fly out there with me, or at a time that my daughter will, and her boyfriend will drive back. Florida is pretty good. What area are they in? Florida's just, it wasn't for me. And I lived out there 23 years. Okay, I don't know how Jacksonville is, but I moved out there when my daughter was 6 months old. I grew up in San Diego, California. I moved to the Fort Myers, Cape Coral area. And the thing about Fort Myers and Cape Coral was it was developing at this time, especially Cape Coral. And then they had a big housing boom. A lot of people were buying land. There were a lot of new home builders, and it's actually, and it probably still is, the the best housing market in the United States. Now, the thing about Cape Coral though is you can still, like, the last house I lived in, we had 2 empty lots between us, and then it was our neighbors. Uh, and you could buy those empty lots and build on there. That's basically how it was there. Like at one house that I lived in, I had, I think, 10 empty lots before the next house. I was used to living in a big city in San Diego, and it was barely developing, and so going out to Cape Coral, and it's what, the second largest, if it was filled in, it would be the second largest city in Florida, landmass wise. But when you know that it's that big and it not have any, like, it doesn't even have a shopping mall. A shopping mall that you can go in and walk around, and it would have a theater and stuff like that. There was no mall like that. All they would do is put up strip malls everywhere. Um, it only had one hospital with an ER. I worked at that hospital for a while, and then they built two other ERs, but they were standalone ERs. In other words, it's just an ER. And and 23 years of that, and I just eventually started looking for somewhere else to move. Um, and I had been out here to Albuquerque in the past, and it's got that, it's not as big as San Diego, but it does have like the big city vibe. There is a lot of cool things you can go do, yet there's another thing that's nice about New Mexico, there's a lot of culture to it. There's so many things you can do here in Albuquerque. October, you get the balloon fiesta, hot air balloon fiesta. You can go, if you want to do things like, you can go up to I have a mountain right behind my house. I can walk up like 2 blocks and I can go hiking. I can go up to the tramway, go up to the top of the mountain. And there's like a skyway tram, takes you up to the top of the mountain. There's a nice restaurant. And if you look over the city towards the west, they say that you can actually see the mountains of Colorado from there. Um, Also, it, you know, there's so many things. There's other mountains that have petroglyphs. Yeah, exactly. Where are you talking about? Are you talking about Florida or here in Albuquerque? Because Florida, yeah, it had now, Florida, yeah, you could make the big city infrastructure, but yeah, the summers would get very hot and humid. Here, yes, um, it, so I've been here since last January, so I've had a time to look at the seasons. I arrived on Martin Luther King Day here, and the first day I spent the night here in my place, um, you, I fell asleep, woke up, and it was snow outside. And then in the summer, yes, it got hot, but not for very long, maybe a month. We had some extreme heat, not not as much as you would think. I imagined it would be hotter for a very long time, but it wasn't. It wasn't what I thought. So yeah, um, the other thing, and people always say um, that they hear about Albuquerque, and you see it. There is a lot of homeless people, but yet you do see that in any large city. So last time I went to San Diego, there's a lot of people that are homeless, and they put tents along the highway, under the trees, or even under the bridges. Here in Albuquerque, you see them down one street. They're all just like living out of their tents or pushing their carts around. There is a lot of homeless, but it happens everywhere. I think one of the things I hear also, the education system's not the best. I know one of the big things in Florida, it was really hard to get into nursing school. I did nursing school in California. Um, and um, and it was hard to get into some schools over there. In Florida, it was like long waiting lists to get into nursing school. Here, like if I go to one college and to say, hey, I'm an LPN for the Department of Veterans Affairs, I'd like to get into your RN program. They'll just like, okay, come on in, we'll fill out the paperwork so you can get your scholarship through the VA, and that's it. Boom, bam, done. I don't have to do any type of testing or anything because the VA will pay you your, they have a like a scholarship, and on top of that, as you're in school, you are getting paid and get your benefits paid too. So, and then just the days that you are off, like say you have about 3 weeks off of school between semesters, then you can go and then you work at the VA. Yeah, I know, Sweetness. It's sad to see the people living on the street, especially like here in Albuquerque. One of the docs that, in fact, he retired on Halloween, but he used to ride his bike to work at times. And when it gets cold, it's kind of, the two extremes of hot and cold, it can be dangerous for people. And he said twice riding through an area, and you'll hear it called the International District nowadays, but it's actually used to be called the War Zone. It is an area of Albuquerque that where a lot of homeless are. There's a lot of gangs, but he would ride his bike through there. He said 3 different times he rode by, and there was dead homeless people there, but every time the police were already there, so he never had to stop and try to do anything and help out. I drive right through that area on my way to work. Maybe one day I will, once um, I need to get one of those magnets that goes on the back of my phone to mount it up. I will film through that area, and you can see how many homeless people there are. I know there's another trans YouTuber that lives in the area, and she does a lot of video filming while she's driving, which is kind of a hard thing to do. I try to avoid as much as possible because I don't want to cause an accident. If anything, I'll do videos during that time and do little spots like at an intersection, and then kind of will try to turn it around and turn the camera around and form certain things. Yes, Bacon. Yeah, it is like you said. It is the war zone, in and that's. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've been through areas of many other cities that are the same way, and yeah, there's no need to sugarcoat it. And every city's going to have it. It's one of those things. Every city has it. And I'm not afraid to drive through them. I know that if I don't bother anyone, they're not going to bother me. I used to drive when I worked in San Diego. I worked at SeaWorld for a while. I had 2 different employees that worked for me, and they lived in Logan Heights, both of them, which is kind of like the war zone of San Diego. And they would ask me to give them rides at midnight after we closed the park. And I would just drive there to their house, no problem. Yeah, I worked at SeaWorld for 9 years. I did lots of things there. I worked park operations. I worked merchandising. I was there. I worked from 89 to 97. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was a fun time. SeaWorld, we is another kind of a. I'm surprised they've never made a TV show about people working at a theme park. If you ever look at it, like I said, there's Scrubs. Uh, like I said, that's more realistic about you know about the medical field. And then you watch like Superstore, which is about like a store like Walmart, which is just basically the Scrubs about department stores. Um, it would be great to make one about working at a theme park. Okay, Bacon, I can answer a little bit of that question. It's weird because when I moved to Florida, I worked with another nurse and she worked at SeaWorld also. And we both had the same opinion about the parks. Um, the thing about SeaWorld, there are good and bad about it. Yes, um, that I would say that the space that they confine whales to is small. They always try to make it bigger as they get, larger, or they grow more. But many of these whales were brought in because they were injured and stuff. Yet many of them would probably not be able to survive in the wild, um, because they're so used to being fed by humans. Uh, and there there's there there's the good and the bad. I watched the the documentary Blackfish, and actually, um, they do they do show some things. Obviously, I know there were some bad parts about it. Yet, all the trainers that they interviewed in that film, and from what I know, and from other people that I worked with at SeaWorld that were trainers, say that many of those trainers were rookie trainers. And when you start off being a trainer, you they put you scrubbing buckets, so that you're not working with the animals directly a lot. So that's who they mainly interviewed for that documentary. Uh, I knew this from my other coworker, the other nurse I worked with um, that worked at SeaWorld. On top of that, she knew the trainer that got, she was great friends with the trainer in Orlando because she worked at SeaWorld Orlando. She knew the trainer that got killed by the whale that basically scalped her, that um, the one that whose ponytail was pulled by the whale and she got dragged around. She knew her personally, and she said that that lady loved working with the whales, and that it was, there were, that she did not die in vain, basically. But there were a lot of people that criticized it at that time because just that year that I met this young lady, that documentary had just come out, and we both had the same opinion about it, that it was too biased in one direction, and there wasn't much comment from the other side, that there was not, and it was a very one-sided documentary. And but I saw many positive things happen when I worked there. I saw the all the animals from the Exxon Valdez fuel spill brought into the park, and be basically rehabilitated, cleansed of the oil that was on them, and then a lot of them be set loose. There were many beached animals that were found. They would bring them in, rehabilitate them, let them back into the wild. There were many good things. So, there was this one, bad documentary people put out there, and it basically almost shut them down, and a lot of people lost jobs because of it. So yeah, there was I think there was more fiction to that movie than fact. But yeah, it was a great place to work. I learned a lot. I learned about managing about managing a park that big. When Legoland opened in San Diego, I applied to there. I had applied to nursing school. Nursing school accepted me first, but Legoland gave me a call the next day and they would have hired me on the spot. Once you learn how to work a theme park, there's so many doors that open for one. I had friends that the first year I was there got fired. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if they give them. There is not SeaWorld wouldn't. I know they wouldn't do any. They've never done anything like that to give them to Asian parks. Yeah, Asian parks do try to get animals from other places. I know they've gotten some. I think they might have gotten the one. No, I don't think they got the one from Mexico. But they do go to other parks and get them. Uh, but SeaWorld wouldn't do anything like that. I know that for a fact. Uh, all they did after the incident when that girl got dragged around in Orlando by the ponytail is that they stopped letting the trainers go into the pools with them, and I think they stopped the breeding program. I was working the day that there was an incident between two whales when they got in a, and if you watch it on Blackfish, where they got one attacked another and did end up killing the other, and it was um, the the mother of one of the whale calves, and she had just had the little whale. Um, so yeah, that was a hairy day because I think I'd just gone home when it happened, but or it was happening before I went home. Yes, it is illegal to capture new whales from the wild. Yes, and SeaWorld is good about that if they're beached whales or dolphins or sea lions, seals. Uh, that they can go rescue them. They usually rehabilitate them if they find that they're healthy enough to go back out into the wild. They go back to the wild. Jurassic World, yeah, that would be a different type of, but it would be interesting. Now, do you know that Jurassic Park 2 was filmed there in San Diego? Because if you actually hear the joke, they talk about it being Jurassic Park second one. They say that they're going to build it in San Diego. because it's known for the zoo, for SeaWorld, and then they made another joke saying, and the San Diego Chargers, because it's always known for the animals. They said, yep, I know every building that those, or area that those dinosaurs ran through. I know, I used to hang out where the one went out through, or the T-Rex ran through like a bunch of restaurants. I used to hang out in that area all the time. Yes, big and very big. My friend started, a good friend of mine, I got him a job there, and he eventually became to work in water quality there. And he learned how to weld underwater, and he would weld the gates in the whale tanks all the time. And he says that it was actually, he said that he felt pretty scared when he would do that. Because, he says this big black thing is just looking at you like, you know, looking at you like how big, how small you are compared to it. But yeah, it was a great learning experience there. I learned how to run gift shops, boardwalk area, run the park, the entire park, which can be a big task. Like I said, many friends of mine got, or many people I knew got, many people I knew on the first summer I worked there. I worked in traffic control in the parking lot, and many of our leads got fired there because they were caught smoking pot in hidden areas of the parking lot. And many of them at that time in the 90s was when a lot of these hotels in Las Vegas changed from just being a casino to being more of a theme park um, style park. You started getting like the Luxor, the Excalibur, stuff like that that had more of a theme park feel to it. And a lot of them were asked to go get jobs there in Las Vegas, and we're getting them like instantly because they had that experience of running a theme park. And then they could just add the casino side to it. So it became a very, yes, Luxor is big black pyramid. Yeah, so I know a lot of people that got into, jobs there. In fact, one of my leads actually became like the manager of the Luxor, like instantly, just hired right on the spot because of that. Because the theme park experience just helped. The theme parks have to look at, like, one of the big things you have to, when I used to work the admissions area, we always had to do the count, which was a count of calculating how many people came into the park, along with seeing how many exited, and then how many came back in. And every hour you had to report it to main management, the executives after you did that. And then after you would do that, you would report it to the executives, and then they would make the main decision as to whether they were going to add more shows or even subtract some, because how the attendance reflected from 2 years before. That always shows that was always a big thing to do. because it helps you, keep the census at a certain point. And they always calculate what they expect the census to be from 2 years before. And there's a certain department that actually dedicates their time to that. Okay, what we'll do is we're gonna go to, well, it's 9:11 my time. What I'm gonna say, we go till 9:30 my time. I don't, I'm like me, I'm in the mountain time zone, being here in Albuquerque. But we're having a fantastic, last couple of days have been fantastic live streams. If we get good ones like this in the next few weeks, it's gonna blow up the channel. We're just, really, really growing at a great rate. I've been really happy. And I think we're getting quality people in here. And see, that's the thing I'm looking for. Yes, I go by Jules. Yeah, Bacon, I go by Jules. That's pretty much uh, that name. It's always pretty much been a nickname I've had all my life, even when I was uh, presenting mail. Um, so when I do my name change, that's what I'm going to change it to. Oh, Deja, we will see you later. I will be back tomorrow live at uh, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So yeah, tomorrow live stream 6:30 Mountain Time. We'll just keep going for about another 15 minutes right now. Um, let's see. We just everyone remember, do hit a like, subscribe. Hyper, that's not necessary. If you don't like the channel, don't just come on here to spread hate. So let's put you in a little just block you from here. Okay. Hyper has been blocked now, or at least a 24-hour timeout, and then they usually forget the channel by then. It's just, to me, what I always say is, if people don't like what they see on the channel, then one, they don't need to come in here. But if they're coming in here, to me, sweetness, it comes in to people. These are people that are interested, maybe, and they're being curious, maybe somewhere deep down in their subconscious. Bacon, most of the video games I did play, one, of course, I was I'm a Gen Xer. So one of the big things, of course, it was Atari. And then my first home computer, if you ever want to look up a pretty good home computer that I liked, was a Texas Instruments 994A. This is how what wa- what was cool about it before memory, like clouds or even little jump drives, and even before the big floppy disks. You want to know how we stored our programs on a computer? And this was when I was in middle school, so it was the 80s. You would buy a set of cables to hook up to your computer, and it would record them on a cassette tape. Now, other video games I used to have an Xbox 360. That was my last console, and I would get a lot into the Call of Duty ones, but and that's pretty much what I've gotten into. Yeah, and I wish that, I don't even know what happened to that computer. That would have been cool to still have because, some of those things nowadays, they become classics and some collector would want to buy it. Um, Getting some lotion out here. My skin's not dry, but there's some areas that are patchy. Um, yeah, Texas Instruments 994A. It, the actual model, it was a Texas Instruments. It was called a TI 99. Oops, 99. I think it was slash 4A. That's what it was called right there. Hello, welcome to the stream. If you're just jumped on here, you're on with Jules. Just remember, you are a treasure on here. Feel free to jump into the stream and chat with us. We've got a short time to go, but do hit a like. We were going for 10 likes. We're one away. The last 2 nights, we've had great live streams. Met a lot of new people in here and had some of my regular subs. Um, and uh, we've had decent conversations with people. uh, yeah, so I had it in 81 because I got it when I was in, so yeah, I probably got it mine around 81, so I got it like when I was 11. And then I remember I subscribed to a magazine, and it was called, like a computer magazine, and then it had like it would have programs in there for like video games, and then you would put all the code in, and then you would record it onto the tape. Yep. And I remember even in that magazine was the first time they used to have a section called Hacker Heaven. So that's where people started learning about hacking. So And nowadays, look at how bad someone that would be a hacker, how it looks. Back then, it used to be in you know, in the in the magazines and how to do it. And then later on, a modem came out that you would just, if you ever watched the movie War Games, that's how the modems were. You would have your dial-up phone, and you would have what's called a phone synthesizer for it, and you would put the earpiece to your phone in it, and then that would send the signals from computer to computer. There were all kinds of components you could buy. Then you could buy a big peripheral tower that had where you would put in not the 3-inch floppies, but like the 6-inch, and it was cool to have. I mean, but it was just expensive because as you wanted to buy more and more stuff for it, yeah, each peripheral would get really expensive. I would basically, whenever I got one of those, when I had that magazine subscription, I would go on and then plug in a program into the computer, and then just record it onto a tape. But I don't remember a lot of the basics of it then. I remember back then I used to remember on how to code with BASIC, and it would I would try to make my own programs back then. Just did the basics with them, just to got them out of there quick. Um, Drace and Lena are usually quick on those. They will just kind of. Yesterday, Drace got a couple of them even before they had a time to. Before I even had a chance to read the comment. She like was on it. Boom. And like you say, yeah, they're here to me, yeah, she was great on them. Roguelites. I don't know. Now, there was one that I had, and back then also, that computer had the keyboard, and next to it, um, yes, it had the old graphics. And then on the side of it, it had where you could plug in a cartridge, uh, with a game. And there was one I loved. It was called Tombstone City, um, and basically it was just they called it a city, but it was and and there were like supposedly it was in the west, so it had all these little squares that were the little city, and then like you had this little like I don't even know if it was a tank or a gun or something that you would shoot like tumbleweeds to get them out of the way, and certain people would come in and try to shoot you. It was a pretty good little game to play, and then they had their own version of Pac-Man. Yeah, Tombstone City was a was my favorite one though. Hello everyone, if you are here on the channel, feel free to hit a like. We just need one more like to hit our goal of 10. We are doing fantastic. Also feel free to subscribe to the channel. Everyone is welcome to subscribe as long as we're respectful to each other on the channel. Um, we are having a fantastic night. The last 2 nights have been great attendance on the lives. Yesterday we had a lot of people subscribe. It's a pretty young channel, but we like to get good uh, quality of people in here. With us, it's not so much about the quantity of subs we have, but the quality. No, is it? It's not Tombstone City. Yeah, it's called Tombstone City, and you can actually watch people playing it. Yeah, I just looked it up, and there's actually videos on YouTube of people playing it. Thank you. I bought them, and I've always liked the design. Actually, my ex had a pair, and I always liked the design of them. And I always, when I wanted my ears pierced, my favorite thing is hoops. You probably usually see hoops on me. So when I got my ears pierced and I wanted to look for dangly earrings, I always liked hers, and I bought a pair, and they're like hers. But when I finally found out when I ordered them, um, they're actually supposed to be like an infinity sign. And thank you. I do. I like them. I only have two sets of really dangly earrings. Um, Most of mine are hoops. I have one that's like three leaves. Oh, and I do have some like gold. No, they're not gold. Um, they're black, and they have like flames and like rainbow colors, and they have like a wolf face on it. I do. There's a lot of things that, see, there's a lot of things I like to vary my wardrobe. So, like today, as you can see, I'm just in my t-shirt, and actually, I'm in a pair of scrub pants because I've been just like relaxing at home all day. Now, um, I like to have things in different extremes. Sometimes I'll come on here, I'll wear black lipsticks, like my black wig, and do like, I'll even do a goth theme sometimes. I've done that. Um, and I just like to vary the look that I do. So I can do something very extreme, goth, to just something very casual. And there's a lot of other looks I'm looking for. I do, sometimes I've worn like a just like a basically, just like, I don't want to call it a collar, but what am I thinking? I can't think of it right now. See, this is what happened after my brain surgery. Sometimes I can't find the word for it. A choker. There it is. Uh, so sometimes I'll wear chokers. I recently ordered one and it's like black, and I think it has a heart right in the middle. Um, I do have a plastic one that just, and then I have the same type of plastic one that has got an alien on the front. It was for my epilepsy. They were trying to relieve it. They were going to try to remove the section of the brain causing the epilepsy. Because they usually can find, depending on what type of epilepsy you have, they can actually, if they can pinpoint it, they can remove that section of the brain. But they have to do lots of testing to determine that's where that section is. And mine, they kind of went in blind, because they weren't sure, but they didn't remove anything, and I still have it, and actually it's not really bad. I can actually drive it again. Took a long time, but I went 5 years without driving. You know, yeah, and I want to do, that's why I like to, I'll have to check her channel out. I like to experiment different types of clothing. I have like a I have like a black no, I have a red faux leather dress. I even have some matching boots. I'll look for one. A lot of my stuff, a lot of my clothing, and and I've been able to find good stuff on there. And a lot of people, um, and a lot of my stuff that I've bought there, like maybe my Area 51 sign here, my pride flag, and then a lot of my neon lights that I have over here that aren't on these, I've ordered them all on Temu. And I've had good luck with them. This gear shift knob for my truck, for my Xterra, is from Temu. So I know I've gotten flack from people for ordering from there, but really a lot of this other stuff, like, let's look at these gloves. Like, these gloves, I like them. I actually have two pairs. I have one that's fingerless. Um, and if you look at a pair of Oakley gloves, they look exactly the same. They're designed the same. A pair of Oakley ones is going to run you about $100, maybe even 150. These cost me about $6 or $7. So I'm sorry. I was going to use them for work for a disaster response team I was on, and sure enough, I I use them for other stuff now. Yeah, I know. Sweetness, we'll just have to see. I know they're talking about tariffs. Now, there's a lot of things that's nice is that there's certain things that you can buy off of Temu that are already in the States. So, and then they do have some kind of like little, I've had the thing is, for example, I bought a nice backpack uh, at the VA. I work at the VA. And there's a guy there that has a shop where he sells hats for the veterans, because a lot of veterans like to wear their hats, talking of what uh, you know where they were deployed to, um, and he sells a lot of patches, stuff like that. And he had a real nice backpack that I needed for the team I was on, and the backpack I think I paid $70 for it, and it has detachable pouches that already came with it. Um, and I purchased that backpack, and I started looking up the company, and the main distributor to that backpack company was located in Utah. So I said, "Oh, cool! It's American made." Now, when I started looking more into the company's website, they were distributed here in the United States by a company in Utah, but they were actually made in China, or yeah, it was in China. When you look at most of the other products that you buy, like even if when you look at, say, Nikes or Under Armour, they're made in Asian countries. So like all my friends, I grew up in San Diego. All my friends are whose fathers were in the Navy would travel to the Western Pacific, do a tour of duty out there, and sure enough, their dads would come back with um, several pairs of Nikes for them, or different types of shoes, and they were cheap over there because they were made over there. Yeah, and a lot of it is the big thing is, for example, it may not be, there might be a lot of times it'll say assembled in the USA, but does not mean it was made in the USA. That means the material may have been fabricated over there, sent here, and assembled here. Uh, like, for example, and I say this because um, there's a gentleman that I watch on YouTube, and he's a mechanic. And for example, all cars that are Chevrolet are built in Mexico nowadays. Um, Toyota used to be made here in Texas. I think they still make the Tundra in Texas, but I'm not sure about the Tacomas anymore. I think they've started building in Mexico now. And those are his favorite vehicles, are Toyotas. And yeah, I mean, that's why quality of cars is gone down. If you look at uh, Dodges, Dodge is owned by a company called Stellantis, and Stellantis is actually mainly was started so they wouldn't be recognized because they were actually Fiat. Now, you can go and get older vehicles, um, and if you got them when Dodge was still part of Daimler, then it would be wise to buy a car from Dodge or Jeep, but you have to look at the car's birth certificate, which is on the door panel, and you look at to where what brand it is. If it's a Daimler Chrysler product, sure enough, buy it. But if it says Stellantis or Fiat Chrysler, you don't. Jeeps nowadays fall apart in car accidents. I can tell you that. I've seen, one day I was driving back from Naples to Cape Coral. They had sent me to work at the Naples. Uh, and I was driving back, and one of these four-door Jeeps, uh, the Wrangler, the Wrangler Unlimited, had been struck by another car. That thing was in two pieces, and everybody thinks these Jeeps are like, the best thing ever made. Now, if it was an old school Jeep by Daimler, Daimler was actually a company that owned part of Mercedes, uh, and they even owned a Lamborghini at that time. Those cars were still quality made. I saw one of those Daimler Jeeps um, roll off a probably an 8-foot ravine, land on its side. I remember the driver broke his arm. We got him out. This was just on a trip with my uncle into the desert. We rolled that Jeep back onto its four wheels and then let it sit for a little bit. And sure enough, it started right back up. Yes, this new president in Mexico, that is a whole new thing for Mexico. It's going to be interesting to see what she does. The cool thing is Mexican presidents get 6 years in office, um, but they only get one term. They cannot be reelected. They feel that in Mexico that 6 years gives them more time to make an impact. They say 4 years just goes by too fast. Uh, so it's going to be interesting. The last president that really, really made a big difference in Mexico was Felix Calderon. Calderon did a fantastic job in regulating the cartels. He basically put the Marines and the Navy out there to bring them down. Well, we'll just, yeah, sweetness. There's a lot of things we have to look at, and I hope, like, what I'm saying here is I hope he focuses maybe on economy first. Of course, he's going to want to focus on his border wall, but um, we'll just have to see where things lead. Okay, um, okay, so we're at 9:44. So what I'm gonna do is definitely uh, we'll go to 10 o'clock my time. So that gives us another 15 minutes, because that'll be a 3-hour live stream, which is good. I don't mind, especially for having a good conversation. I don't mind having a long live stream. It's always a good thing to do. Especially having good people in here. Uh, Look at that, 420 views. Um, just hit 420. Exactly 1,200 views in the last 48 hours, which is fantastic. Um, Yeah, it is, and that's why I don't mind if my streams go a little longer. I used to limit them um, to 2 hours. Now I don't mind if we have a good conversation going. I don't mind getting into a long conversation. I mean, like, right now we have uh, a great stream going. It shows that it's 3 people in here, which is fine. It's a lot. It's a small stream, but we've got a quality stream going. And usually that's what we are. Although my channel has 435 subscribers, Usually we have at the most 10 people in here talking, um, which we just hit the 10 uh, likes, which is great. You know, definitely 10 likes is what we wanted. Um, I don't know. Usually after 10, I want 50, you know, try to move up to 15, but right now we're just going to keep it there because obviously we're going to be on like another 15 minutes and that'll be it. We've had 422 views now. Um, yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, we are in like a little small niche. Although they're, you know, and I love all my subs, um, whether they're here once a day, because or they're here once a year. You know, I'm glad to have them. Yeah, and what one of the big things. Thank you, sweetness. One of the big things that's also important. It's like I've noticed, like right when I opened the stream at 7, we hit 14 views at one time. Then it has its peaks and valleys, and I'll always notice that right at the beginning, you'll have a bunch of people come in because they're, and I've noticed that yes, you have a lot of people watching. I think it pops up better when you stream from your phone than when you stream from a webcam on your computer. Uh, it seems like I get more views because I think it pops up in the shorts view. Uh, but I always view on my computer also because it does help. Uh, it does help, you know, me get a better view of the comments rather than looking down on my little comments box on my phone. Um, but overall, you know, we've grown as a community and um, oh, so you're saying if I don't post it that I'm doing a stream, it'll get promoted more? Because sometimes what I do is I will put a post that I'm gonna stream at a certain time, but I, I don't schedule it till like 3 minutes before. Like if you notice, this one says it's scheduled for 6:57. That's when I logged in to start streaming at that time. Ah, okay, I get it. So yeah, that's what I do. I get on here, I'll plug my phone into my computer so it keeps charged, and then I will, you know, stream from there from my phone, but I will watch it on the computer so I can watch your guys' comments a lot better. I am, as you can see, I wear glasses. I'm starting to notice I need more to be able to read what's um, just on my phone screen. Um, but it works better here also on the computer. Yeah, and I have a lot of subs that have their own channels and they kind of promote it on their channels, like uh, Mr. K. I know he has his own channel, and I think he posted something. I don't know exactly what he's posted on his channel. I know Deja talks about it a lot on her channel. Um, so yeah, because Deja, we met, actually did a live stream on StreamYard with her, and we were face to face. Now I've been having problems with my StreamYard app trying to um, get it working again. It just won't open up for me. So I have to try and fix that. Um, yeah, that was a fun stream with Deja. Getting to know her and love the abstract makeup, how she does it. No, what they do with epilepsy, there's several different surgeries. There's one that's called a vagus nerve stimulator. There's another one where they put like a pacemaker in that if you feel like you're gonna have a seizure, you can swipe the magnet and it'll kind of stimulate the brain so it does not um, have it. Um, yeah, no, separating the hemispheres is very, very, it's very something you don't want to do. If you ever want to know what happens when someone separates the hemispheres, look up the story of Phineas Gage. That was a guy who had a metal bar go through his head. It separated what's called the corpus callosum, and pretty much separated both hemispheres, and it really affected his behavior a lot. When it comes to the neurological system, I know it like back and forth. I've one I studied it so much as a kid because I wanted to know what I had. Also, I've always, as a kid, through my teens and high school and everything, I would uh, study it, and every time I can find something new about it, I always um, would, you know, learn more. And education is a key whenever you have any type of, medical disorder or anything, because being educated, and you know what to do. Yeah, and separating the hemispheres of the brain is a bad thing, because there might be some surgeries. Usually, what they do is they'll pinpoint what they can do is pinpoint the location of where your seizures hit, and they'll remove that little point in the brain. And so, like mine, they said they found like they could laser it with a laser. Well, the newer surgery would be, they say it's probably the size of this pen tip, and they could just make a borehole in my brain now. The new neurosurgeon was saying, and then he could probably laser it, and then that's about the size in the brain of how much they would have to laser out. Now, they always have to look at and do a bunch of testing because you don't want them to hit your speech centers, your memory centers, anything like that in the brain that could, be bad. Okay, we got, yes, it can be because you got to remember your left hemisphere, if you're a left brainer, you are someone that's very analytical, you're into math, science, stuff like that. And if you're a right brainer, you're more artistic. So those things wouldn't balance out. And like me, I'm a left brainer, and that's where they say the location of my seizures are at in the left brain. Yeah, and I'll believe you that there was something like that, but Yeah, I would think they would have to be really sure that it would work on that person. They've, I know one doctor. I went to this guy. He was called a neuropsychologist. If you ever gone to a creepy doc, that guy was, because he would just, what everything he said was about the surgical plan, and he's all, well, if the surgical plan calls for this, and but this was a guy that you could imagine going home to a house, probably shaped like the Millennium Falcon, and would wear Star Wars footy pajamas at home, but you have to go to one of them so they can do IQ testing, and they do testing to also see where certain where the memory centers are in your brain, so they don't hit those centers, so you can remember speech, math, stuff like that. So they want to make sure that they don't get the wrong place in the brain. Okay, we're going on a 3-hour stream here. We're now at 9:57. What I'm gonna say is we're gonna start to, yes, the corpus callosum is exactly what I was saying. Look up this guy. Look up this guy. Oh, I misspelled it. Look up the story of this guy. I may have misspelled his name, but look at read his story, and he accidentally severed his corpus callosum, and this is where they learned about what the function of the corpus callosum was. His name was Phineas Gage. Very, very important history lesson. And yeah, I wouldn't do a corpus colostomy if they even said, oh, we guarantee it'll stop them, just by watching the story about this guy. So, Sweetness and Bacon, we've had a great conversation. I've loved this stream. We've had a good time. Gotten a lot of views. Got 1 new sub. We got our 10 likes as we usually shoot for. Thank you for being on here. Thank you for joining me on my channel. I will be back tomorrow for another live stream at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And I hope you guys have a good night too. And I will, like I said, I will be here tomorrow night. And I will, I'm also going to do a video tomorrow, or yeah, do at least 1 video and start filming another one. I hope you have a good night, both of you, Bacon and Sweetness. It was a pleasure. And thank you to all my other viewers and subs that have been on here. And everyone have a good night, and thank you for joining me on my stream. Remember, I'm Jules. Whenever you join me here, you are a treasure. Have a good night. Thank you.